Imagine a book so full of football magic that it takes you on a journey through the greatest moments the game has ever seen and gives you the top 100 record-breaking football moments of all time. Well, Football for Kids listeners, I've got you covered. This year's Guinness World Records Football Edition 2026 is packed with unstoppable goals, mind-blowing skills and record-breaking legends. You'll travel through time on the World Cup timeline, flick and trick your way through the freestyle challenge with world champion Isabel Wilkins, and go on the touchline with the likes of Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti and Serena Wiegmann. If you're football crazy, this is a must-have. Get your Guinness World Records Football Edition 2026 book today via the link in the episode description. Who is your favourite darts player? If you said Luke Littler, trust me, you would not be alone. And guess what? Target Darts have been with Luke right from the very beginning. Before he was a world champion, Luke was just like you, a kid who loved throwing darts and having fun. And Target were there from day one, helping him on his journey all the way to the top. Now you can play like Luke too. Target has loads of awesome Luke Littler gear, from the Nuke magnetic dartboard that's perfect for your first throws, to the Littler Generation 1, the actual darts used to win the 2025 World Championships. And if you want to make your game even cooler, check out Target's Omni Auto scoring system. It does all the scoring for you, so you can just focus on throwing and having fun. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the next world champion. Head to www.target-darts.co.uk to find out more. With me, Darren Rees, and welcome to this very special Super Week. This Super Week is brought to you by the Guinness World Records Football Edition 2026 book, which you can buy via the link in the description. So then, welcome to this brand new episode on the England skipper, Harry Kane. However, in this episode, we aren't going to be exploring Harry Kane's life, because we've already done that. And we did it quite a long time ago. In fact, I've already done a part 2 on him as well. In this episode, we're going to be speaking about the fact that Harry Kane has just netted his 400th club goal. We're going to take a trip down memory lane and look into Harry's goals from over the years, some of the most special ones, his first ever club goal, and everything in between. And ask, what is it about Harry Kane which makes him such an unbelievable goal scorer? Before we get into that properly, a massive shout out to everybody who's checked out my brand new show, Darts for Kids, where you can listen to the life and journey of Luke Littler, Luke Humphreys, learn all about the 180, the history of darts, and so much more. Wherever you're listening to Football for Kids, except for Yoto, just search Darts for Kids and you will find it there. Anyway, let's do a couple of your shout-outs. The first one says, "Hey Darren, my name is Benji. I'd love a shout-out for my football team, Francis Douglas Under 13 Blue, and my brother Freddie. I'm 12 years old and my favourite club is Arsenal. Thank you very much." Well, a massive shout-out to you and everybody at your football club and every single person that you know, Benji. Thank you so much for being a listener of the Football for Kids podcast. And the last one before we get into this episode says, "Hey Darren, I've been a big fan since you started making podcasts. Can I please get a shout out? My name is Lewis and I live in Dundee in Scotland." Well, Lewis from Dundee in Scotland, a massive shout out to you. Thank you so much for being such a long-term listener. I really appreciate you getting in touch and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Right then, let's get on with it, shall we? Let's talk about the goal-scoring machine. No, not Erling Haaland, Harry Kane. As I record this in October 2025, Harry Kane has just scored his 400th club goal. A simply incredible achievement that cements his place among some of the greats of the game. 400 goals. Just think about that for a second. It's not just a number, it's a story. A story of his obsession, of his repetition, his bruised shins and the broken barriers which he went through on the way. It puts him up there with the elite goal scorers, the Sergio Agueros, the Alfredo Di Stefanos, the Gerd Müllers, the Zlatan Ibrahimoviches, the Robert Lewandowskis, footballers who turn goal scoring into an art. Harry Kane is up there with those guys. And while he may not be a youngster anymore at 32 years old, even though he's still younger than me, in footballing terms, he's still got time on his side. If the body holds up and the hunger burns on, which let's be honest it will, it's Harry Kane, he could easily have another 4 or 5 seasons of goal scoring under his belt. Before we go any further, just a quick reminder that when I say club goals, we're talking about the goals that Harry has scored for clubs which he's played for in official matches. Not his goals for England on those glorious international nights. If we added those, this episode would need to be a 10-parter. Now, Harry Kane's 400th club goal came on the 18th of October in a fierce clash between Bayern Munich, one of the most successful clubs in European history, and their great rivals Borussia Dortmund. It was his 12th league goal of the season, and fittingly, it came from a header. Classic Harry Kane. Strength, time, precision, that was the moment he reached that magic number. 400 club goals. Wow. But what makes it so special is the journey which led him there. Because Harry Kane didn't start out under the bright lights of Munich or Wembley. Nope, his story began in the more modest surroundings of Leyton Orient, down in League One. Tottenham Hotspur sent him there on loan when he was a teenager, when he was still finding his feet. Still proving to everyone, and maybe himself, let's be honest, that he belonged at the top. And it was there that he scored his first ever professional goal. A small step in a small stadium, but a first spark of something extraordinary. If you've listened to my 2 earlier episodes on him, you'll know it wasn't an easy road. He was sent out on loan several times, told by some that he wasn't quick enough, wasn't flash enough, wasn't whatever enough. But Kane had something more valuable than pace and flair. He had patience, resilience, and a work ethic which was undeniable. And 3 years after that first goal for Leyton Orient, he finally scored his first ever Premier League goal for Spurs against Sunderland in 2014. From there, well, the goal-scoring floodgates were opened. By 2017, he'd already bagged his 100th club goal. This was a lad who not that long ago was playing in League One for Leyton Orient. 3 years later, he scored another 100. Fast forward again, and he'd notched 200 Premier League goals, joining an elite club that only a handful have ever entered. And in 2023, he wrote his name in the Tottenham Hotspur's history books, surpassing the legendary Jimmy Greaves to become Spurs' all-time top goal scorer. Oh, and by the way, we've got an episode on Jimmy Greaves. You've got to check that one out. Then came the next chapter. In the summer of 2023, after years of carrying Spurs on his back, Kane crossed the channel to join Bayern Munich in the German Bundesliga. And in his debut season, he did quite a lot. He had the most goals in the debut Bundesliga season, which was 36, smashing a record that had stood since 1964. He had the most penalties in the debut season, 18, all scored, not a single one of them was missed. He had more goals than anybody in history after 5 Bundesliga matches, scoring 10. He finished as the German Bundesliga top scorer, won the European Golden Shoe, was a top scorer in the Champions League, and ended the season with 44 goals in 44 games across all competitions. He even scored more hat-tricks in the debut Bundesliga season than anyone has ever done in German football history. Yes, the England skipper did that. And here we are today. Harry Kane, the England captain, the kid from Walthamstow who used to be told he wasn't quite good enough, now sits at 400 club goals across English and German football. He's a goal-scoring machine. But more than that, he's proof of what happens when you mix obsession with dedication, serious hard work, and believing in yourself. So let's end with a question that everyone always asks. Why does Harry Kane score so many goals? And strikers, there's lots you can learn from him. Well, I guess it's because he's not just a striker who waits for chances. He creates them. He drops deep. He reads the game 2 moves ahead. He drags defenders into panic and then he strikes. His finishing is clinical. His mind is so calm. His timing is almost poetic. Under pressure, he doesn't flinch, and from the penalty spot, he's like a surgeon. He's that precise. But above all, he's got the hunger. He always wants to win. He always wants to score, and he believes he can do it. So, that brings this episode on Harry Kane and his 400 goals to an end. What a player. What a goal scorer. What a man. And remember, if you know someone who loves football just as much as you do, then please tell them about the Football for Kids podcast. And whether you're playing football soon, watching it on the telly or pitch side, I hope that you enjoy the game. See you next time. Teddy and the Tale of the Football Time Machine. It began on a rainy morning in Shropshire, England, when a boy called Teddy kicked his football against the old willow tree, and the willow tree came to life. From that moment on, the world changed. The tree carried Teddy through time itself, to 1966, where Bobby Moore lifted the World Cup, to Sweden, where a young Pele played with joy, and to Istanbul, where belief turned heartbreak into history. That day, Teddy learned that football is about more than goals and glory, even when the rain won't stop falling. This is a story for every child who dreams in football and in life, and every grown-up who remembers what it felt like. Teddy and the Tale of the Football Time Machine, an exclusive audio adventure, only unlocked by the golden QR code inside one of the 250 limited edition collector's frames. Available to purchase now via the link in the episode description, or by sending an email to darren@footballforkidspodcast.com, where you will receive an automated response with a link to buy. Once they're gone, they are gone. Oh, and don't forget, grab yourself a copy of the Guinness World Records Football Edition 2026, which you can buy via the link in the episode description.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.